G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, we've got the Mister in the color red playing the Abbasid dynasty and his opponent who spawns in the north side of the map, kind of, maybe like a bit northwestish, in the color blue playing the Mongols. It is Vortex. This game is game number 6 in the series between these two players. If you wouldn't like it spoiled, I encourage you, check out the videos that were before this. So I'll just do some quick math for you. 5 videos, because this is number 6. So go check those ones out. Spoiler alert, Vortex won the last game, so it is match point at this point in time for him. All right, well, let's talk about what we can expect to happen in this game. Vortex on the Mongols, Mister on the Abbasid dynasty. I'm expecting that we're going to see some aggression in Age 1. I'm going to have a look over towards the Uvu. Don't see anything just yet, but quite a few villages on wood for this stage of the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a barracks dropped down and potentially moved over, or a stable put down and potentially moved over. Who knows what we'll see? Who knows what we will see? On the other side of things, though, we can see that Mister has gone for a little bit of a deviation from his normal build order for the Abbasid dynasty. That's probably because of the matchup. Obviously, playing against the Mongols, it means that you're going to be up against aggression, and I think he knows that, and immediately drops down his own barracks. We'll check back over on the other side and see whether he's gone for that. It looks like it's just going to be an early Gur coming out from Vortex. So, once again, okay, this is something that I've talked about a lot with the Mongols, is that they don't actually have to be aggressive. Just by virtue of being the Mongols, they are aggressive. Because one must prepare for the worst. You know, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. And in this case, preparing for the worst means dropping down a barracks before you even get started. Before you even know what your enemy's up to, you're dropping down a barracks. Because if you don't, you are behind from the get-go. And we can see that the Gur has been dropped down. Mister's going to scout that out. And now Mister's going to have to change his plan. So he's probably going to have to say, all right, well, look, I have got my barracks down. My enemy's got the Gur down. He's not going to be coming to say g'day to me. I got to go say g'day to him. And so whether that means he looks to potentially outpost up on the gold, that's what I'd be doing, or outposting up over on the Uvu, that would be an even better spot, because it means that your enemy's not going to be able to get any of their buildings in. I mean, they are, technically. They just build a barracks here, a stable here, and then just walk it over and plop it down, but still it's going to be annoying for them. Your outpost just firing off all the time, but you're definitely going to be able to get rid of that gold. When it comes to the next golds, I mean, realistically, Mister knows about the first one. The second one just up here to the north doesn't know about that one. When it comes to Vortex, Vortex only knows about that one as well. So he could potentially look to isolate that and really try and do some damage. But now it seems like no village is going to be coming out for him just yet. In the middle of the map, Mister with quite a few sheep back here. Got to be able to bring those back. Still no villagers actually coming out, which is the curious thing for me. I would have expected at the very least 1 villager to come out, probably 2, just because he's playing up against the Mongols, and you've got to be so careful with these darn Khans. Yeah, Mister's still continuing to come out. Still training? Yeah, still training Spearman at this point. Still no villager at this point, so really committing to just sort of aggression. Might even just go for a siege on this Uvu, it looks like. Not a lot of units here to defend. We see the Gur coming in, and it looks like Vortex has gathered up. Oh my god, you guys hear that? It sounded like a horn, like I don't think that was me. I don't think that was like the truck outside or something. I think that was like the Mongols putting off their horn. They got like, they're like, we are under attack. We must notify the tribes, and we must begin killing. Is that what they did? Is that how they did it? Maybe the Mongol. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. Oh, you know what they did there? Like from the throat, that real deep thing. Man, some of that stuff is so beautiful. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's this guy on YouTube. He does it with his daughter, and she does some of the singing, but it's like all the parts up high, and then he comes in and he's just like the most demonic sounding voice. And I'm not saying demonic in a bad way. That's demonic in a good way. It's just so deep and so in there. It's really amazing. I don't know what his name is, but I'm sure if you just Google like Mongolian throat singing with daughter, like, he'll come up. He's pretty popular. But yeah, go check that out. That's what it sounded like to me. It was very, very deep. But pulling in that Gur, He's going to be safe from losing that. He's obviously got enough gold to age up. You can see he's got the deer stones going up. But going to be losing this Uvu. Spearman doing a relatively good job, but you got to consider the fact that Spearman, not the most expensive unit. If we go and do a little bit of a stock take on these bad boys, see how much they cost. They cost 80 resources here. So I'm just going to do some math. You got 6 of those, so 6 times 8, that's 48. 480 resources versus the 120 of the Uvu. Now, keep in mind, every second that Uvu's dead, you are gaining resources. You're getting 2.5 resources a second. I mean, the Uvu's just very easily put down over this side. So it's like, sure, it's a victory, but is it really, though? I mean, if that's the best you can achieve with your 480 resources, I mean, don't get me wrong, these resources, they're going to transition into the rest of the early game. They're going to be able to be present throughout the fights. If there's any cavalry, they're going to be, you know, poking their stabby bits out. But other than that, not a whole lot going down. But now it looks like we've got a second age coming through, a feudal age coming through. Economic wing going to be coming down here for Mr. We'll check back in with Vortex, see what he's up to. Looks like he's dropping down the Gur back on his gold vein. Doesn't want to give his opponent the opportunity. And the Khan is just going to do what the Khan does best and shoot at melee units from a distance. That's probably what the Khan does best. I mean, there are other things as well. Murdering sheep. Firing arrows that don't do damage but buff things. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just remembered. There is a game that happens. I don't know if this happens in Mongolia. I know it happens in Afghanistan. Afghanistan and Mongolia are very close, both culturally and I was going to say geologically, like their rocks are the same. No. Geographically, very close. So I think I can't remember the exact name, but it is a game where there is a goat. And all the men are riding on their horses, and they have to grab the goat. And it's like it's a live goat, and you literally like you're on this horse, and you're galloping along. And I'm not kidding you, there is 100 other men galloping on their horses as well, trying to get this goat, and they're literally like trying to pull it up onto their saddles. So look, maybe that's what the Mongol Khan is good at as well. Who knows? I don't know how we got here, but that's my thought process coming in. I'm trying to think of the word. You know what? If I thought long and hard enough, I would do it, but I'm just scared I'm going to say a word that it's not, and it's actually going to be like a swear word. And not a swear word, but like, okay. That's that word. That's the word I don't want to say. I want to say like Buzkashi. I think it's called Buzkashi, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'm going to Google after it. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully it's not something terrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think so. Oh gosh, that's hard to remember. Archer's coming out now for Vortex. God, I've barely been focusing on the game. I've been so anchored to this. I apologize. I got a little bit of stun lock. If you've ever watched Hassan or Asmongold, they sometimes get stun locked. I feel like I might have just got myself a little bit stun locked there. Mr. now behind this. He's having a bit of a tough time. He's got the double stable out. He's got the barracks out. Not a whole lot going on with his military. You can see he's walling up back here. Scout gonna stand here steadfast, but not for too long, my friend, as the spears do come out, and we can see that that falcon, that scouting falcon, getting flown up into the air, and some beautiful base building back here as the sheep make their way slowly across the larger area and join the rest of society, at least Mongolian society. But a little bit of an archer mass, not a huge amount. You can see he's definitely thinking about getting up to the castle age. And Mr. on the other side of this, I mean, he's really anchored to age 2. Obviously got the two town centers up at this point. So he's looking healthy. He's got his win condition. Now the question is going to be as to whether he can survive. And this is one of the hardest things to do. It's surviving against the Mongols, especially on 2 TCs. I genuinely have no idea how he thinks he's going to do this. It's going to be really hard. Now he could go for 2 TC fast castle, but the thing is you would have to do that on a build order where you don't open with the barracks. If you're opening with a barracks into a 2 TC fast castle, it's just not going to be possible. You're just going to be way too slow. You needed to be clicking up to castle 20 seconds ago, and that's just not going to be viable. So he's going to have to fight this out in the second age, and that's a very difficult ask. And the reason why is because of armored units. He's not going to be able to do a lot of damage against men-at-arms. He's not going to be able to do a lot of damage against the lancers that are coming in as well. It's only going to be a matter of time until they come in. You can see that Vortex is on the way up at the moment. And there was obviously an early pressure with these archers. You can see once again he's looking to pressure the wood line. And now beginning to head back over towards the gold mine. And this is what Mr. is scared of. And you can see just how many pieces of infrastructure he's putting down here. If we do a quick take, you can see 3 archery ranges, 2 stables, and a barracks. I feel like I'm telling you a joke. Like 3 archery ranges, 2 stables, and a barracks walk into a bar. And the barman said, "You guys are buildings. You're not meant to be drinking." It's not 12 o'clock yet. No, I don't know where that went. But we'll take a look over at Vortex. We'll see where he went. It looks like we're going to have this step redoubt coming down on the gold mine. 16 villagers on this bad boy. In the meantime, just a handful of villagers going to be filling up that gold. And take a look at the infrastructure that's coming down here. Improved siege engineering. Note, we are just getting +1s coming in at this point in time. Looks like Bloomery followed by Iron Undermesh. Still just a little bit of a patrol out here. I don't think Vortex really knows exactly what Mister's up to. He obviously knows about the second town center, but he doesn't know whether he's going up to castle as well. And I think that's going to be a big thing for him, because with Vortex, obviously, once he reaches the third age, he clicks this button right here. No, not that one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. He got it right that time. Now he goes and does it over here as well. A wolf comes in on the action. He gets another barracks out. And so it's just armored units on armored units. And you're going to have Mr. back here, who's got a whole bunch of stuff, and Mr. taps out. Mr. realizes he can't defend it. And good game gets called. And Vortex is going through as the victor. And we'll see him in Berlin, fellas. A little bit anticlimactic, but there you guys have it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.